Hey guys, so I just wanted to take a moment to show you some of the tools that I have as a third year electrician, third year apprentice electrician. So right now I'm working for a commercial and residential shop, so we pretty much do both. Most of my experience has been with residential work. However, I have done some commercial work and right now we're working at a big apartment complex, so we're doing residential work, but it's also got some retail areas in it for commercial. And then there's a high-end like steakhouse restaurant inside this apartment complex. So it's a pretty big apartment complex, and I've really learned a lot. I've been an electrician for about 2.5 years now. I'm a third year into my apprenticeship for four years altogether. So I got about a year and a half left, approximately, a little over a year and a half. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys some of the tools that I use. Full disclosure, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I picked these tools purely on preference, or maybe from seeing other guys use them, and I maybe get to try them out and end up liking them. So you might see a lot of Milwaukee stuff, but it's just because I like Milwaukee stuff. But anyway, so I'll kind of show you some of the stuff I use, and some of the stuff is employer provided, most of the stuff is by me. So I'll just kind of show you my power tools. I got Milwaukee Impact, this is provided by my employer, and a Milwaukee Drill M18. I use this Impact a lot. This is the brushed version, so it's not anything special. And then I have a few of these 3 amp hour batteries. I got 2 of these and a 5 amp hour. And then I got 2 of these smaller ones. These are good whenever you're just screwing stuff in. Milwaukee Fuel hacksaw or sawzall. This is real helpful when you're cutting conduit. And then I have a Milwaukee SDS hammer drill. So good for drilling in concrete, setting lead anchors. This is a bad boy right here. I really like that one. And then I got my saw blades for my sawzall. So these are Milwaukee. I think this was like $10. You got metal blades and you got the wood blades. Pretty good little variety pack. I tend to use the metal ones a lot, cutting conduit, EMT. Hammers, I like the E-swing hammers. So this is a 13-inch, 16-ounce straight claw. It's one of my favorites. I like this one because it's very low profile. As you can see, you get some hammers that are real bulky right in here, and it's just hard to get in tight areas. So this one's pretty lightweight, it's simple, but yet effective. It's made in USA. That's why I bought it. It's a nice little hammer. And I find a lot of electricians get big, bulky hammers. I don't understand it. I like simplicity a little bit better. I got an E-swing sledge. So this is good for driving in light anchors into concrete walls, driving ground rods, anything where you really need a lot of weight. This is 3-pound sledgehammer. It is an E-swing, but this one's made in Taiwan. So it's not made in USA, unfortunately, but it's good. And I think it was only like $15-16. So I'll kind of show you all the E-swing stuff I have. An E-swing pry bar. This is not made in USA as well, but it's good for like removing boxes off studs, prying studs out of the way. If maybe you got to put a box where they have a stud and you can remove it for whatever reason. I actually found myself using this a lot more than I thought I would. I think this was like $15, and it's 15-inch, I want to say, and it comes in handy a lot. Keep in mind, a lot of these tools that I have, you're really probably not going to need most of these whenever you're a first or second year. And I'm big on just buying tools, so some of this stuff probably overachieving, but I like to have everything, you know, just in case. I got a square, so this is real helpful whenever you are doing knockouts in like trawls or some boxes and you gotta do multiple holes, so this is helpful doing all that. It's helpful for running pipe too. You want to keep all your pipe nice and square together. I don't really use that too often, but I keep all this stuff in my car. I need to get a truck. But anyways, so I'll show you some of the hand tools that I have. I like to use Klein screwdrivers. They have the best screwdrivers in my opinion. They're all made in USA too. So you just got the Klein flathead. I use that sucker a lot. Multi-tool, flat blades, 6-inch flat blade. I couldn't find the 4-inch one at Home Depot. Phillips and square tip, number 2 square tip. So you're gonna need that a lot. So all these, yes, are Klein, made in USA. I want to say $7 or $8 a piece. So they're a little pricey, but you get what you pay for. I mean, I guess really it's not that much, but right here I probably have 60, 70 bucks in screwdrivers. So that kind of adds up pretty quick. EMT pipe reamer. I think it'll do rigid pipe. I don't know, I haven't ran rigid pipe in forever. But yeah, so at the end of your EMT, you just screw this around after you cut it and it reams it out so it doesn't have a sharp edge. This is Klein as well, made in USA. This thing was like $35, but if you're a commercial guy, you're pretty much gonna need this. They do make versions where they go into your drill, but I don't like that kind because when you're running pipe, then you gotta carry a drill with you on top of your impact. So I like this one too because at the end, it's got a little flat blade screw. And I don't think I have a coupling on me, but you can tighten up your couplings for the EMT with that flat blade. So it's pretty handy. I got Klein round cutters, cable cutters, whatever you want to call that. Made in USA, of course. Those are like $35. Klein diagonal cutters, dikes, that's what we call them. I don't even know the actual name for it. I just call it dikes. But these are the upgraded kind with the better handle. I think these are like 35 bucks as well. Made in USA though. This is my second pair in 2.5 years. My first pair, they actually bent right in here. I was probably cutting something I shouldn't have been cutting. And they actually got bent. A lot of Klein stuff has a lifetime warranty, so I just traded them out at Home Depot. Got a brand new pair for, I didn't even have to have the receipt. They just gave me a brand new pair. So that's the upside of paying $35 for this stuff. Also Klein high leverage cutters, I think is what these are called. I just call them Kleins. You just use these to twist your lineman's cutters, what they're called. I just use these to twist, my wires together if you're using solid conductors and stuff. They're good for cutting big stuff because you got a lot of leverage right here. Klein as well. These are about $30. These also have a fish tape puller on the end. So these are a little bit more than the regular kind. The regular kind won't have this. You can pull fish tape with this whenever you're pulling wire instead of trying to pull it by hand. So it really saves your hands. I got Klein levels. So torpedo levels are magnetized, stick on a magnetized surface. They also stick to each other. So these are really, really good when you're bending pipe. I like to have two because I like to make sure that I am on a level surface when I'm bending pipe. And then I'll put this on the piece I'm bending up, like a 90-degree bend. And that way you don't have to keep switching your levels back and forth. And it's also good for whenever you're laying pipe on walls and stuff and you got a 90 going down the wall and you want to make sure you're square on the top side and the down side. These are pretty expensive as well. I think this was 35 bucks and this was probably like 25. So a lot of Klein stuff, 20, 30 bucks, it all adds up, but I think it's worth it. One thing I recently decided to try out was Milwaukee's hand tools, because I got these Milwaukee strippers for free through my school. And I think these are like 17 bucks, and they're not made in USA, so I will say that. However, my first pair, this is my second pair, the one I got for free, actually, it wasn't exactly these, it was a different pair. They did me great, and I really liked how they felt, and the numbers for the gauges are like the wire gauges. It's just in there really well. It's kind of fading a little bit, but they don't really fade all the way, and I really enjoyed them. So my original pair was getting pretty dull. They weren't very sharp, and so I just decided to get a new pair, and I got this pair. So that's my second pair. So because of that, I decided to try out their channel locks, and I like the V shape in them because you can grab pipe and twist it and stuff, and you can grab hold of lock rings. And these are cool because they got a little locker in here, and they just stay where you put them. You know, the downside is they don't open up very wide. So that's the widest they go. So that is one downside. But comfort grip, they just feel great in my hand. I want to say these are 8-inch pair, and this was a 10-inch pair. This one, 8-inch, 10-inch. Pretty much the same design, just one's bigger than the other. I really enjoyed these. These are really nice. You know, it's unfortunate they're not made in USA, but they've done me well so far. I think they're like 15, 16, 17 bucks a piece. I just got them probably about a month and a half ago, so we'll see how well those do. I also have a big pair of channel lock brand channel locks. So these are made in the good old USA, and this is not really used too often. They also have the V shape in them. So I bought this and it came with a second pair about the size. This Milwaukee pair, a little bit bigger than that. And I lost them when I was working in a parking garage. I think I left them on an I-beam somewhere, which really upset me because those are not cheap. I think this set was like 45 bucks. So I got the bigger one still, and I rarely ever use them, but they've done me really well. The only thing I don't like about them is you really got to keep them blowed up because they'll really start to get some surface rust on them. So you got to make sure that you keep your tools nice and clean and oiled up. I try to oil these up frequently, maybe once or twice a month. What else do I have here? So I have a crescent wrench. You'll use this like whenever you're setting strut with all thread. I don't know, it's always handy to have this. I think this was like 10 bucks. It's not made in USA, but it's pretty handy every now and then. I've got some pretty old needle nose. I don't even know where I got these. I'm not sure what brand. I need to get a new pair, so that's going to be on my list. Got the Milwaukee tape measure. So this is the stud one with the metal magnetized tip. I want to say it's 35 foot, extra wide. It's got like a, I don't know, 20-foot standoff on it, so you can extend it out 20 feet and keep its shape a little bit. I'm pretty happy with this tape measure. I tend to go through tape measures pretty quick, maybe, I don't know, maybe one a year, so I guess it's not too bad. So I decided to try this Milwaukee one out. It was $30, so it does have a lifetime warranty. We'll see if they honor that when it gets all jacked up. They usually break on me right in half, so we'll see about that one. Oh, I forgot to pull these out. These are Klein mini screwdrivers, thermostat screwdrivers, whatever you want to call it. All made in USA, of course, but you use those maybe on some contactor, lighting contactors, real small screws, putting thermostats together, lighting terminals, maybe on a furnace. don't use them too often, but when I do, I'm glad I have them because a big screwdriver will not work half the time. It's a Harbor Freight channel, junk, pretty much junk, like channel locks, Doyle. I don't like them, but they're junk, and I like to use them when I don't care about my tools, so I guess they're kind of handy to have. Got a ton of these, what are these? Daredevil? I think these are Irwin paddle bits, so I bought like a whole set of them, and it comes with a ton of sizes, all the way up to like 1 1/8 inches. These are handy for commercial work and resi work, so you can put some nice holes in drywall, some studs, wood studs. They're really, really handy. So, I would recommend getting some of these. These attach to your impact or drill. I like to use them with my impact because it just requires less force. It's like I said, like 15 or 16, so I think that's like 20 bucks. I got a little ticker, a client ticker. So you just put it up to something that's on, and it'll beep at you. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with how that works. This one's kind of going out, so I need to get a new one. I got the Klein canvas bags. Inside I have a socket set in here. It's just a cheap little socket set, like Husky socket set. We'll use this stuff every once in a while when you're hanging strut, stuff like that. You get one of these bags and you can keep it in your trunk or your truck, ready to go. I have a second one right here, and I got Allen key T-handles, so these are good for working on a commercial panel. Maybe some resi panels. Like most of the time they use a flat blade, but I'm not gonna say they don't ever use Allen keys. Right here I got a bunch of Milwaukee little tool sets. So this is a step bit set, and it came with originally 2 step bits right here, and then a couple pilot drill bits, and I broke half of them. But these step bits are some good step bits. This was like $54, so it's a little expensive, and I just still happen to keep carbide tip in here, 3/4 and 1/2 inch, and it just closes in there. So that's my go-to when I'm drilling holes. And then this is another set that I just got. I just got this at Home Depot for 20 bucks. So these are pilot bits, or titanium. They go on your impact. They're good for drilling pilot bits, or maybe just a hole for setting, I don't know, like a trawl maybe on the drywall, so you can drill through that trawl with some 1/4-20s or some toggle bolts. I just got this. This is why it's brand new looking. So it's already came in handy because I've used it a few times. This is all your tips. All your tips to go in your drill and impact. And I got a little extension I set in here. It's got all kinds of different stuff. It's got star bits in it. It's got nut drivers, 3/8, 1/4 inch, 3/16. You'll need those a lot whenever you're doing commercial work, even resi work too. It comes in a little case like this. They have a few different variations of that, so you can find different versions that maybe come with the extension. That one didn't come with the extension. Another little blacking case. This is Milwaukee hole dozer. Basically, you can put holes into studs. You can probably drill through some steel cabinets with it. I wouldn't use it for that. I would really just use this to go through wood and maybe other softer materials. They say it could be used for steel and stainless steel. I wouldn't do that. They got the carbide tip is way better, so this doesn't have that. But I think I got this on clearance for 10 bucks. I couldn't pass it up. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy that. I got my Klein meter, so bought this as soon as I started my apprenticeship. But clamp meter. Goes up to 400 amps, so eventually I'll get a 600 amp one, but that's really nice for troubleshooting, or just maybe you're wiring something up and you want to make sure you got 120 volts, 208, 240, you know, so on, just to make sure everything's good. It's always good to just double check yourself. What else do I got here? So my work provides, you know, a lot of safety material, PPE for you, and that's great. I mean, they really should. That's how it should be. But I got a deal on this Milwaukee hard hat. This is a, what do they call this? I can't remember the brand name they actually call this, but basically it comes with this little clip for a Milwaukee Sharpie or pencil. And then it comes with this clip for a headlamp. So I got this at Home Depot as a special buy, and it came with all this, just aside from the pencil, of course. And this headlamp is rechargeable. It's 473 lumens. It's got multiple settings, so you don't have to have it in full mode, full bright mode at all times. It's rechargeable. 60 bucks usually, right? Well, they had a special buy online, $60 for this whole deal. So I basically got the hard hat for free. And you know, I'm actually really happy with this. At first I didn't like it because if you look at it, it's just pretty bulky. And I felt a little top heavy at first, but it's really comfortable and you do get used to it. This pivots, it comes right off. So then you just recharge it. I recharge it every night. I don't have to replace any batteries. Milwaukee does sell some extra like a rechargeable pack that comes in here, and you can have more than one pack on you. But if you put this on the medium setting, it'll last you 8.5 hours, the battery will. And that's on the whole time. So today I actually went my second day without having to charge it up. So it's pretty nice. All right, so that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this, please like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment for any suggestions or anything. I'm gonna try to show some more videos in the future about new tools that I get. As you see, I got some more in the background, so I can probably show you guys some of that. Anyway, stay safe, guys. Thanks for watching.